We can hear you.
Okay, awesome, awesome. All right, I apologize for that, but as I was saying, is I always pray before I do any Zoom for somebody, or from, if I'm doing a Zoom, just to be able to say the right things to the right people at the right time. And so, yeah, so I've been involved with ItWorks now 14 and a half years. And I'm telling you, it has been the most amazing thing I've ever done in my life. My husband and I were in network marketing for 15 years prior to being introduced to ItWorks. So we are going on our 30th year in network marketing. Blair and I were 34 years old when we got into our first network marketing company. And, we just thought that we were going to just be rich overnight, just thought it was just going to take off so big. And we had no idea that there would be a lot of personal development along the way. And for the 15 years, it was all personal development. We made a little bit of money, but not very much. We just really had to change as people. We had to change who we were, our habits and things like that. We had to change the way we thought. Everything that who we are today is as a result of learning that we had to change. And, not that we were bad people before, but, we just weren't business people, or we weren't people. I mean, I've always loved people, but, we were not, we didn't have people skills. We had some bad habits, just coming home and after work and getting done with the kids what we needed to, and then just sit and watch TV and veg out the rest of the night, and do it all over again the next day. And so we had to learn how to change our mindset, how to become better people, and how to, run after our dreams and our goals. And it took discipline. And, it took us both working at the time. We had to carve out that extra time to work our business. And, so it taught us a whole lot. So fast forward 15 years, I get introduced to ItWorks. And I will tell you the difference between what we had done for the prior 15 years and what I found with ItWorks was the products. Most specifically, the body wrap, the crazy wrap thing or whatever. That product was different than anything else that was on the market. And in all the other companies that we had been in, we got into maybe 3 or 4 companies during that 15-year period. And, there was just nothing there that got me excited. I was excited for the opportunity, but their products didn't excite me. It wasn't anything that I thought, yay, this is great. Everybody needs this. It was like, okay, so, we'll take it and use it ourselves. And we were told by our upline, who cares what the product is? Just buy it. Buy what's required of you. Either give it away, sell it, bury it in the backyard, whatever. Just buy it. And then get all your team doing the same thing. Who cares? Don't even talk about the products. Talk about opportunity. And so what I realized with ItWorks was that the opportunity was about the products. The excitement was about the products because I got excited. And when you're excited about something, you naturally talk about it. And so that's what I did. I had no idea what I was doing. I was one of the pioneers in ItWorks. And so we had, we didn't have marketing materials. We had a really poorly done website. It was nothing that I was proud to send people to. We didn't have any kind of marketing stuff. We had to make our own. We were, if something worked, great. We would do that for a while until it didn't work. And if something didn't work, we would only do that for a minute. And then we say, oh, that didn't work. Okay, we're not doing that anymore, and it was just trial and error. And through that, I was able to go ambassador in 4.5 years without social media. This was way before social media, because I joined ItWorks in 2005, and I went ambassador in October of 2009. And along the way, I was their first triple diamond, their first presidential diamond, and then their first ambassador diamond. And I've managed to stay pretty much in the top 10 all this time. And in fact, I think I was probably number 1 at one time, but we didn't have, Mark never, we didn't know who was top 10, top 5, nothing. They never introduced that until 2012, I think. So I know I had to be number 1 at one time, at least, because I was. I mean, it was all the McFarlane organization, and then Cammie came along, and Cammie smoked me. Oh my God! So that's okay though, because I stayed right up there. But it was all because we got excited about the products, and we were working with people who were excited about the products. And again, no social media. How are you going to meet with people? There wasn't Zooms. We didn't have lives. We didn't have Skype. We didn't have nothing. I mean, our cell phones didn't even hardly take pictures at that time. So if we wanted to do a before and after picture, we would take a real picture with a camera, send it in, take the after picture, and then send the film in to be developed. And then we'd take our pictures and put them in a little photo album. And we would share our pictures that way. And because of that, people believed the pictures, because there were no filters. There were no, ways to make them slimmer or blur out or whatever that people can do today. So I can understand some people's skepticism, but back then it was what it was, and it worked, and it was great. And I built my whole business on just getting out and talking about the products, and then social media came along, and I never have been able to break out into the social media way of building. Part of it's because I just really like working with people one-on-one, or, doing parties, or now I do parties on Zoom. Thank God for Zooms, but I used to drive everywhere. If I needed to launch a new distributor, I got on the plane or I got in the car and we went. And you talk about commitment, so, a lot has changed, and you guys are a part of this business at a time when you've got the world at your fingertips. You with the touch of a button, you can literally be building your business in every single country that we're in by working the time zones and working that way through your phone or through your computer. So, now if you can figure out what works best for you and keep doing what works best for you, I would encourage you, don't compare yourself to anybody else. If this product it excites you and you're passionate about it, you're going to find a way to talk about it without being spammy, without being, just constant, what do you call it? Irritation to somebody. You're not going to be one of those, but you're going to be genuinely excited about your product. And doing that, people will see that and they'll be attracted to you. So, yeah, I mean, gosh, I could tell you some stories. I could really tell you some stories, but, just know that I am no different from y'all. No different. I was ignorance on fire. I went 72 wide right out the gate. Customers and distributors, they all stayed on my front line. And we never even called anybody for help. My upline, after 2 weeks, she called me and said she was she had to go to Florida. Her dad was sick. And she said she'd call me when she got back. Well, I never heard from her again. And I didn't let that stop me. I knew I had my hands on a gold mine, and I knew that if it was to be, it was up to me. And I never even gave her a single thought. I never even thought, where's my upline? I had Pam Souter call me 2 or 3 times saying, hey, just checking in. We see a lot of activity going on there. Do you need anything? And I'd be like, nope, I'm doing okay. I just didn't know that I needed anything. I was just doing what I do and teaching what I do. And people were on board because they were excited about the products, and they started sharing the love of the products. When we sponsored somebody, it was usually because they really wanted to do this. It wasn't because we had to talk them into it. I think if you have to talk somebody into it, then you're going to have to talk them into plugging in, getting on the Zooms, getting their customers. You're going to have to continue to push, 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 push. And I don't know about you, but it's hard to push a rope. Think about that a second. It's hard to push a rope. So, you really want to start being more intentional about who you're bringing into the business. And I got so excited last night listening to Marwa. I don't know if you guys saw that with Marwa, but she was speaking my language. And I got so excited, and I thought, yes, that's why she's so successful. It's because she is interviewing her potential distributors. And I've been teaching that. Don't be so quick to just sign up just anybody. I do go through an interview process with somebody. The best interview or the way that you should interview people is in Eric Worre's book, Go Pro. You should get that book, Go Pro. And there's a whole chapter on an interview. And it really makes sense. You have to think about it. If you were going to be hiring for somebody to work for you as an employee, you expect certain things out of that person. You kind of have an idea of what that role is going to be, how you're going to fill that role, with what type of person does it take to fill that role. And if they don't measure up, guess what? They're not getting the job, right? So why would this be any different? This is your business. And I always say, do you want a strong, thriving business, or do you want a rinky-dink business? And for me, if you talk people into doing this and you're just filling boxes with people that aren't working, you're doing all the work, and your business will, I promise you, it will fall right back down. So how do you avoid that? You got to find some workers. It can't be all you. I mean, yeah, it's kind of nice that you're going to be the worker. You've got a work ethic, but you can't sustain that. You're going to get tired. And with network marketing is all about duplicating yourself with others, being you over and over and over again with other people, finding people that are like you, that have desires and goals and wants like you do, that are not afraid to work like you are not afraid to work, that are willing to put some time and effort into it like you're willing to put some time and effort into it. And so when you look at that interview with Eric Worre, he's got exactly how you take a person and get them to the point to whether or not they are a qualified person for you. And if they don't measure up, don't be afraid to say, I just don't know if this is going to be a good fit for you at this time. Maybe timing's not right, but I would love to have you as a customer. Turn that into a customer, because guess what? Customers make the best distributors because they have fallen in love with the product. Now, I'm not saying that at certain times that you're not going to need to fill a box. I mean, by all means, there's a balance there, you guys. But what I'm saying is just try to avoid going from one box to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, getting them all filled, and then saying, wow, she's boxed in for Diamond. but there's no workers. There's nobody there that really wants to work. And so you get that person to Diamond, and then next month they go back to Ruby, because that's what they really were, because they're the only ones doing the work, and that happens time and time and time again. So I want to see you building your business strong. And like I said, if you're running good volume, the worst thing that can happen is that you're not at the rank that you should be, that you've got that volume to cover it. If you're running $10,000, $11,000 in volume every month and you're not a Diamond, then by all means, fill the boxes. Do what you got to do to get the right structure in there to get yourself to Diamond, so that you can then maintain with volume. But if the volume's not there and you made a strong and a hard push to get somebody to Diamond, and all that volume came in at the end of the month, guess what? It's not going to sustain. It's going to fall right back. And I mean, it might sustain for the next 2 months or so, but then as soon as those customers cancel out, boom, they're right back down. So it was built on shaky ground. It was not built on a solid foundation. So I just find that it's so, so important that you start really looking and qualifying your prospects. Then all you need is a handful that are doing their part, and your business will thrive, and you've got to teach them. You've got to teach and train each person, each one teach one, and that way everybody's getting the same information all the way down. And that's why I love Steps to Success, because it is duplicatable. And this business is all about duplication. So I know you had some questions, Mariah. So let's jump on some of those questions really quick.
Perfect. I could just listen to you talk. I'm like, there's so much gold in this. It's so easy. I know, like with us, we are in such a new generation. It's so easy for all of these excuses, guys. But what excuses do we actually have? We have someone sitting in front of you who started with nothing. We've got people like Melody who've gone in front of us, blazed the path. We have social media. We have an amazing corporate team behind us. All of these things that they didn't have, yet they were able to do it. So whatever those excuses you guys are holding in your mind that is holding you back this month, like throw it out now, because Melody is walking proof that whatever your excuse is smaller than where you're going, and you can totally work through anything. And I'm so excited about the questions and everything else. I'm just so excited to be talking with you. So you kind of talked a little bit about this with your excitement with the products, but how have you stayed motivated for the length you've been in the business, and then with network marketing in general, because it's kind of a similar process?
Right, exactly. So motivation comes from within. There has to be something that is moving you, that's driving you. And for me, it is the people. I am a blue yellow, and I'm pretty well like even blue, even yellow. So for me, I love to have fun. That's the mainstay of my vocabulary. It's always talking about fun. But, if I'm not having fun, then I'm going to get burned out really quick. And so for me, the fun is in the people, and realizing, I have been able to get all the dreams that I had. I've been able to do all that. I've got my house. I live on the lake. I have a beautiful home. I drive a great car. My kids are doing well, and if they need anything, I can help them. I can pretty much do, go, be, have whatever I want. So I'm not motivated by things so much as I am by seeing other people get their dreams. That's what keeps me going. Do I get tired? Heck yeah, I get tired. I mean, I'm 64 years old, so yeah, I'm going to get tired, but I'm still excited, and on those days when I'm tired, I'm just, it'll show on my face. It'll show so I just don't show myself. If I'm tired, I just don't get on social media. I don't talk to anybody. I don't show my face. because then people go, dang, she's looking tired, and that's not anything you want people to look at and go, oh, dang, well, she's just really tired looking. I don't know if I want that. You got to have fun. You got to have a life. Okay. I will tell you, I see some of you young girls, you don't have a life because you're living it on your phone. And I'm not saying there's not going to be times when you are living on that phone, but it just can't be every single day, day in, day out. You have to find a way where you can enjoy your family, because you know what? The order of things, the way that God intends for you to live your life is you put God first. Then you put your spouse. Then it's your children. Then it's your career, your job, or whatever. And that's the order. Always. Now, sometimes the job or the work is going to come before your spouse, and it will become before your kids. Sometimes. But that shouldn't be on a regular basis. I'll never forget when people were just knocking it out of the park on social media, getting 20, 30, 40 customers a month. I never did that ever. I was a consistent 2 or 3 distributors a month, maybe 10 customers a month consistently. And then I found other people who did that consistently, and they found other people who did that consistently. And it just built that way. But when I saw these people, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing wrong? Whoa, I am missing the boat. And I spent money on advertising. I spent money on likes. I spent money on this and that. Nothing. So I'll never forget, Chad and Jeree Caneller are ambassadors on my team. So I called them up and I said, I want to come over and watch and see what you guys are doing on social media. And they're like, yeah, come on over. And I stayed there all day and watched them on their phones. They had a couple of their leaders were over there, and they were sitting around the table. They all had their computers in front of them. And all day long, they were on there. And I was exhausted when I left there. And I remember thinking, I will never do that. That's hard work. That's way too hard. I never did that. And it's not to say that you won't ever do that on days, but these guys were doing this day in, day out, every single day. And Jeree got burned out. I mean, Jeree went into a hibernation for over a year because she was so burned out. And she let her kids go. She let everything go. And she would tell you today, she regrets that. But she did it. And I see a lot of the young people doing that. What if you could build a strong, profitable business without doing that? With being able to enjoy time, have date night with your husband, or to be able to enjoy your kids and go to the ball games and go watch them doing what they do and just taking a night and just having fun and putting your phone down and be okay with it being turned off. Or turn the ringer off or something, and just allow yourself a couple of hours that you're devoted totally to where you are in the present. Because I will tell y'all, I've had a lot of loss in my life. I lost my younger brother when he was 21. He died in a car accident. And 20 years on the same day that my brother died, my daughter died in a car accident at the age of 21. Then I lost my sister to cancer. And she was 43. I lost a nephew to pneumonia, and he was 33. And then my dad died. I'm telling you, you never know. And the worst thing that you can have is regret. Regret that you didn't spend time and that you had your face in that phone continually. It's a blessing and a curse. It's the greatest thing ever invented. It keeps us connected, but it has disconnected us so so much. We're more disconnected than ever, even though we're more connected than ever. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I want to encourage you guys, life is passing you by. And you just got to figure out a way that you can live life outside of that telephone. Look up and look out and start interacting with people. You know, I just went and had little business cards made. And I hand those business cards out to everybody. You know, I used to do the big blitz cards and everything, but even that is just, I want to keep it simple. So when I'm out and about and I meet somebody that's just really nice and we've had a little conversation and they've been a good server or they waited on me at a department store or whatever, and we just kind of hit it off, I am always ready with that business card to say, I just really like you. I would love to talk to you about what I do. Can I give you my card? And give them my card. And they will dictate that conversation. They'll look at that and go, oh, what is it? What do you do? Then you answer. If they don't and they look at it and say, oh, okay, thank you, then you're done. See if you can get their number and just say, I'd love to stay in touch. Can we be friends on Facebook? And then go ahead and do that exchange right there if you can. But then when they've quit talking, you're done. You're going to have to figure out another way to get back in touch with them. If you're on Facebook, then they're going to see what you're doing. And if they're interested, guess what? They're going to say something. You know, it is still a valid way to build the business, belly to belly. Just out and about when you're talking to people. Do some little expos, little trade shows, little craft fairs. Right now at the schools, a lot of them are having fall festivals and things like that. You can get a table for $25. I can't encourage you enough to do that. Anytime you can get a little table somewhere, go to Chico's. If you have a Chico's near you, they normally let people come in and set up a little table. Go to some other boutiques. You know, offer to wrap the boutique owner for free if she'll let you set up and offer some coffee samples or some, you know, some of our other samples. Don't forget about the wrap. The wrap is still an amazing product. And I think people on social media never really, truly got the magic of the wrap because it wasn't a focus. They weren't touching people with it. They weren't actually seeing the results. Whereas me, I saw results time and time and time and time again on people because I was physically wrapping people. And I'd meet somebody out in the parking lot and they would see, I would have a magnet on my car and they go, what is that? What does that mean? What is that? What do you mean? And back then we could say inches gone in 45 minutes. Now you can say see results in 45 minutes, but you can't say inches gone. So, you know, they would go, what does that mean? What is that? I'd say, it's a wrap. I've got one right here. You want to go? Let's go. It's $25. Come on, let's go in the bathroom. I'll wrap you. And I did that so many times, I can't even tell you. And then we would stand and talk for 45 minutes while they have that wrap on. And it was magical, y'all. That wrap really works. And you should still be excited about talking about it. You know, if you don't know how that wrap works and why it works and what to expect and what to do, I've got a little video that a girl, one of the distributors made. Gosh, she made it years ago. But she has an Australian accent and she's so interesting to listen to. And I use that video today still. If I sell a wrap to somebody, they're going to watch that video before they wrap, or else I'm not going to sell them the wrap. And I'll tell them, you got to promise me you're going to watch this video because I want you to get the best results. And if you don't watch this video, then you're probably going to do it wrong. And then you're going to be upset with me because that video is so thorough. It tells them how to measure. It tells them what they can expect. It'll talk about them either losing or they're not, or they gain and why. And it's so good. And I still use that video today, even though it's an old video. But all that information, and see, I think a lot of people, they don't have a clue how the wrap works. They just, all they are listening to is somebody goes, that thing didn't work. You know? Yes, I will send the video. Absolutely. I'll send it to Mariah and she can get it out to you guys. But it's just so good. And, you know, that if you can get people excited about the wrap, then that's the magic. That took me all the way to ambassador. And I think we're just losing the magic of how awesome that product is. Now we're getting ready to come out with some more products. I mean, it's got to be a skincare line. And I can't wait. I'm so excited about that. You know, that's how I keep my excitement. It's what's coming and where we are right now. And yes, go wrap somebody. Y'all challenge each other to go wrap somebody and watch the video first. Okay. You got to watch the video first so that you know what you're doing, and just go do it. You'll start having fun. It will start to be so amazing to you, because it amazed me every time. I can remember being just so new in this, and I knew it worked for me. I knew it worked for Blair. I knew it worked for my friends. But now I'm out with people I don't know, and I'm putting this wrap on people, and I'm looking calm and cool and collected on the outside, and I'm like so sure and so confident. On the inside, I was like, oh, dear Lord, please let it work. Please let it work, Lord, please. You know, and then as soon as they would get a result, then I would be more excited than them, because I'd be like, oh, thank you, Jesus. All right, it worked. I knew it would work. See, I knew that wrap would work. And, you know, it taught me that I can be confident with that product. I can put it on people over and over and over. Next. And they were going to get results. And when they didn't, there was a reason for it. You know? And so that, you guys, that has kept me in the top. Excitement about the products, excitement about the people. You know, are we going through rough patches on occasion? Yes. That's the nature of network marketing. It's not just ItWorks. But I will tell you, if we're down, the industry is down across the board. I learned that a long time ago. So, you know, you cannot look around and think, wow, the grass is really greener over there. Because let me tell you, a lot of people left because they thought the grass was greener. It wasn't. And now they're coming back. We have had so many people come back, and they were just sick after they left and realized, look what I gave up. But they were smart enough to come back and say, all right, I'm going to have to start all over from scratch. But they knew our products are good. And they knew that we had a good comp plan. You know, so I'm just telling you, you just got to stay excited. You got to know what you got your hands on. Sometimes I think y'all don't know what you got your hands on. You know, you got a little bit of a taste of it. But, you know, if you haven't gone to conference, you just have no clue. If you didn't go to green carpet, you don't have a clue. You know, so if you haven't gotten your conference ticket, I saw somewhere that they still got it at a discounted price. I think it's $269. Yeah. So you still save $80 with it. So get your ticket and go to conference. All right. Next question.
I love it. And I wanted to say a couple things spinning off of that. Guys, if you've never done any sort of event, like, you just need to do it. It's scary because you haven't, but in my first month, I want to say I did 2 events. No idea what I was doing. First event, I had never even opened our products. I tried the coffee, but that was it. And there was an opportunity to get on stage in front of everyone at this event and talk about your products. So I wrapped, for the first time ever, I wrapped myself on stage in front of an entire room with people. And I think I probably wrapped like 4 or 5 people in the bathroom that day. I don't leave the house without a wrap in my purse, because you never know. I took when I first started this business, I was a nanny and we were going to like a bounce house place and I had an ItWorks bracelet on and I went to hand the girl my card and she was like, do you have wraps? I was like, I have them in my car. And I sold her wraps right then. So blitzing, I know it's not something that we typically do with our team. We're more social media based since that is so much easier right now. But guys, don't underestimate it and don't write it off just because that's not the main way you grow your business. That should always be an option because you don't know who you're going to miss out on just because you don't do the ask. I know we've talked a lot lately about asking. You know, everybody wants to get skinnier. Everybody wants to make money. And it's so easy to bring that stuff up into a very organic conversation. And I love what you're talking about with social media. Like, it's so, I feel like, especially with new distributors, is you get so hooked on your phone. Guys, I've been doing this for 16 months now, and I can tell you that I have no notifications on my phone, my social media. My phone is in do not disturb mode 90% of the day because I work my business doesn't work me. And that's like my big tip for you guys. It was us who do work social media is you still can control your time. There's no such thing as an ItWorks emergency. You get to control your day. You get to control your time. And we are doing all of this to have the privilege to tell our time where to go. So don't let this opportunity take that away. Off that soapbox, and we'll move on. But
so true. That's so good, Mariah. That's so good.
Yes. So with you building belly to belly, I know you do very different than people who are working solely social. So what do you do as like your daily non-negotiables?
You know, I saw that and I'm like, oh, y'all would just die if you had to follow me around. You'd be like, how in the world does she make money? Oh my gosh. All right. So my non-negotiables are, you know, prayer and spending time with God. I got to do that. I am a fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl. I am not organized. I am so scattered. I am forgetful. I mean, I'm all blue in that regard. The bad side of a blue or the dysfunctional side of a blue. That's why, thank God, I make enough money that I was able to hire my daughter, who is a green. And she does a lot of those non-negotiables for me. You know, she's the one that is looking at the reports. She's going in there and looking at, you know, who's on fire, who's doing this, who's doing what, who doesn't have their 2 customers. You know, she's looking at those fast start qualified reports and she's doing all that for me. I want to be available for anybody. I don't care if they're on my team or they're not on my team or whatever. You know, I do a lot of Zooms. I do some 3-way calls. And so, you know, for me, most everything's negotiable. You know, it depends on what's going on that day. And, you know, except for my time with the Lord. That's a non-negotiable. Everything else is up for, well, let's see what's going on here. Well, let's see about there. I can make that happen. You know, my answer is always going to try to be yes. How can we make it happen? You know, I know sometimes I need to say no, but that's just not in my nature. I try to accommodate. I try to be available. And, you know, I'm trying to stay in touch with the priority legs that I'm working with for sure. And just being present, just being there. So
I love that. And that goes along with you guys on our push page. Meredith did the tasks for today and she focused on relationships and she focused everything that we were supposed to focus on today was in building relationships, reaching out to our customers and reaching out to our distributors and all of that. And, you know, we've talked a lot lately about having a fluid schedule instead of a rigid schedule. You know, you can't budget your time the exact same every day because not every day is the same. And I love all you shared with that. So this, I did not prep you for this question, but I just want to know, I think you and Blair are just such like a dynamic couple in the industry. It's not just you, like he shows up so much too. And so how does that dynamic work?
We work so well together. You know, if you want to call it grunt work, I do that. You know, He shows up at the trainings. He shows up on a Zoom if I ask him to be on a Zoom or whatever. But back in the day when we did conference calls, we used to do a conference call every single Thursday night. And he would always be on that conference call, just speaking life into everybody. And, so Blair is so, he's so flexible with what I need him to do. He is, he's a strong supporter. He's my biggest cheerleader. And, I retired him 11 years ago. So for him, he's just so grateful that he's not out there swinging a hammer every day, because he still would be if I hadn't done this. He was a framing carpenter, and that's hard work. So I retired him 11 years ago. And, so he makes sure that some of the things that I used to do, he does, like the shopping, groceries, taking the dogs to the vet or whatever, he'll do whatever I need him to do so that I am freed up to do what I need to do. He doesn't question how long I'm gone. He might call and say, am I on my own for dinner? Are you bringing something home, or what's the deal? And so I've just been very blessed that, he just moves with the way I need him to move with me. And I think he has a really strong anointing, maybe that's the right word, on him to speak from the heart. And he's really, really good at that. And I'm not using him as much as I used to. And I need to get him back out talking to people. But when we do trainings here or whatever, he's always there, and he's always, really willing and ready to speak. And there's just something about when he speaks, he really talks to people's hearts. And I've just been blessed that he's been on board with me, and very flexible and willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. So, we're definitely a partnership when it comes to that, but he ain't never rapped anybody, and he probably never will.
I absolutely love that. We've got several girls on our team who are trying to get their man on board and more into it. And like Blair is like a prime example. He's one of the most genuine people I think I've ever met. He's fantastic. So the last thing I'm going to have you talk about, and then we will let you go because I want to make sure you have your night ahead of you. But what are any tips or encouragements for a promotion month? Because you've been through all the promotions. We've got a lot of people pushing diamond, double, and triple right now.
Wow. So. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. All right. So you guys, you just got to keep talking. You got to keep talking. Don't stop talking. Keep talking, keep talking, keep showing, keep going. Know where you are. Know where your volume is. Know what you need. If you have to, put it on a piece of paper as you're putting orders in, because the worst thing is second guessing yourself and going, oh my gosh, did I do that order there? Did we have this? Did we have that? And you did, but you didn't write it down. And now you're second guessing. Now you're placing orders you don't need to place, so know where you are. Make sure you got plenty of rest, especially on the last couple of days. Get a good night's sleep, because then a rested mind thinks clearer. Okay. And just keep talking to everyone. Don't give up. Don't give up. You got till midnight. You keep pushing till that last second on that clock. And if it doesn't happen, you can be disappointed for, I don't know, that night. But then the next day you get right back up, and now you've got momentum going, because you're further along than you would have been if you hadn't done what you did. So then you can, boom, get it into the next month, but you just gotta call it forth, write it down, Put it everywhere, you guys. Whatever your goal is for the end of this month, I'm going to tell you, write it on a piece of paper. I am diamond. I am triple. I am double. And put it everywhere within your line of sight. And put it in every door you walk through. Put it in your car where you can see it on your dashboard. Put it on your bathroom mirror, wherever. And you start thanking God every day and every moment that you see that. You see that sign that says, I am diamond. You say, thank you, Lord. I am diamond by the end of this month. And you just say that, and then you do the action. And if it's meant to be, guess what? It's going to be. It will happen. So you just have to, you work like it all depends on you, and you pray like it all depends on God. Okay? Because in the end, he already knows. He knows your promotion. He knows who is going to bring it out, who's going to do it, who's going to pop. He knows already. You just have to walk it through. And so, just do it. Have fun. You guys, don't get stressed out about it. Just have fun with it. Encourage each other. Check in on each other and saying, how's it going? Oh my gosh, I need somebody to speak to me now. Lean on each other. Come together as a team, lock arms, you guys, and just know that you can do it. You got it. You got it in you. You got amazing leaders. You got Mariah. You got Katie. You got me. I'll help. Whatever you need. If you need me to pray for you, I'm here. I will be praying for you guys. If you specifically have something you need me to pray for you, I will do that for you. But just know that if you can believe it and you can see it in your mind's eye, it's done. Okay? Don't waver. Don't look at the facts. I learned a long time ago, if the dream is big enough and the goal is big enough, the facts don't count. Okay? Remember that. Doesn't matter what it looks like. If you've got that dream in you so strong and that goal in you that you're going diamond, you're going triple, you're going presidential, whatever it is, if it's that strong in you, it's going to be done. So don't waver. Call it forth, you guys. Call it forth. All right? And thank God for it all along the way. That's what you do.
I absolutely love that. Thank you so much for taking time out of your night and hopping on here. If you guys got something out of that, drop a 1 in the comments and thank Melody for hopping on.
Oh, you're so welcome.
We are so grateful for you. So I'm going to close it out really quick, guys, and just say, a lot of the things she talked about is stuff that we've already been saying. When you hear things over and over and over again, it's because you're meant to hear it. So don't just listen to the things she had said. Don't just let those things that touched your heart just slip on by. I want you guys to take those, and I want you to implement them. And I don't want you to implement them in the morning. I want you to do it tonight. I want you to take it and run with it now. You guys are all destined for greatness. You just have to believe in yourself and believe that you can do the hard things to get there. Like, yes, your goals and some of our goals have crazy big volume, but we serve a crazy big God who is bigger than anything that we face. So we are going to rock on through the month. We are going to crush these goals, and I am so excited to celebrate with everybody. So we're going to hop off. I love you all. Let me stop the recording.